When is the last time you serviced your doors or your windows? Yes, you heard me right. Servicing your doors or your windows. It is something you're supposed to do. But I'll be the first to admit, I don't think I have ever done it. And I've lived in the house for 10 years. Philip Sheridan is here from Sheridan Windows in Tyrrell's Pass. Good morning.
Good morning, Will. How are you?
I'm in great form. And you shall be at the Midlands 103 Green Home and Energy Show in a few weeks' time in Tullamore. So this concept of servicing, we'll start there if you don't mind.
No problem at all, Will. Yeah.
I've heard of servicing cars.
Yeah.
Servicing all manner of things.
Of course. And listen, we're all guilty of it. You know, people think if you get new windows and doors in, that's done maybe for 20 or 30 years, you know, finish with them complete. But it's actually not the case, you know, because like you said, there is moving parts in the door. You're using a door many times a day. Windows, as you said before, Will, comes to springtime, you just open the window when it was closed a couple of months. Yeah. And all of a sudden it's not working. You're wondering why is that? So again, service is a big part. You know,
does that mean just getting out WD-40?
I suppose it would be. And like, listen, the basic thing would be like keeping them clean. You know, like we're all guilty again of it. You know, but basic keeping your glass clean, keeping your frames clean, maintain them basically. You know, and you'll get way longer out of them. You know, than you know what you should be getting. You know, so.
And doors as well. I'm conscious after a certain amount of time, sometimes they warp. Maybe again, it's about putting on that extra layer from time to time to make sure there's a barrier.
Of course, yeah. Well, I suppose the warping would be traditionally maybe the timber doors would traditionally warp and stuff like that. But again, it's about getting the correct product for your house and stuff like that, you know. So it's again, maintaining is a big key to it, you know.
So you're going to meet all sorts at the Green Home and Energy Show. Some people are perhaps homeowners who 20 or 30 years ago bought their house and maybe are thinking of replacing. Others will be looking at the new build and what's trending and so on. So let's start with that first category of people. Somebody who put in the double glazing in the 1990s, for instance. And as far as they're concerned, job done.
Exactly.
How much has the tech changed?
Oh, it's changed hugely. You know, like I suppose people 10, 20 years ago got into double glazing. So they would replace the old single glazing, aluminium, condensation problems, got into double glazing, probably thought, listen, that'll do me now for good maybe, you know. But in fairness, the window, okay, might look the same, but it has come on leaps and bounds. The thermal efficiency, energy ratings, the glass has come along so much. Like back in the day, it was probably just a double glazed unit was just glass and glass. Now it's basically energy efficient. So there's a gas between the glass, there's a coatings on the glass. So again, it's all about energy conservation, and
this gas is invisible.
Exactly. It's in between. Now again, it looks the same, but again, it's all to keep the heat in your home and don't let it out. That's the purpose of it, you know. So whether you go to double or the triple, you know. So again, the windows have come leaps and bounds. Again,
so what motivates the change? Is it somebody who gets the calculator out and figures, well, I'm losing this much heat, so I'm paying for this much fuel, and I therefore will get a return on investment after so many years?
Exactly. Yeah, I suppose, you know, a lot of people that come to us would actually, they would have problems with windows and doors, you know, but then most people would maybe want to change, maybe want to increase their home value, front door, change the front door, upgrade it, you know. So,
or is it a plain old-fashioned comfort thing?
It could be. Of course it is, yeah, it is. Again, maybe the way the old, maybe 20 years ago, where designing the windows wasn't a thing, it was a standard window, bars across everywhere, open as ever. Nowadays, with the architects and views, it's mostly minimal lines, more glass, you know, people want to see out in their gardens now and stuff like that. So again, it's a change as well. And I suppose another thing would be the safety element. Fire escape wasn't taught back then. With the new regulations in new homes now, you have to have a fire exit in your rooms, especially your bedroom. So again, that would be something that homeowners probably want to be thinking about as well. You know, just God forbid there was a fire in your home. So again, we do get all them questions when people do come into us.
What for a person in an existing house, what would be a sign that it's time to replace the windows? What telltale indicators?
Again, if you have single glaze aluminium, that's definitely a non-runner. You have to think about it because you're losing a serious amount of heat. You know, another sign would be, listen, condensation as well inside, drafts, locks, faulty handle locks. Now, I suppose they can be repaired. Don't get me wrong. We're not trying to sell everything, you know, change your windows. They could be repaired. But again, the glass, the frames would have to be in good condition for you to get the benefit out of the repair. So again,
and with condensation, let's say you've had insulation recently put into the walls and the room is holding more heat. Could that be a reason for condensation?
Again, condensation, it's a tricky one, condensation. I suppose because all the new homes now are airtight and insulated superbly, condensation is basically moisture in the room that, you know, hits a cold surface as in your walls, on your windows, and it shows in your windows. Now, people think actually the windows is actually a problem. Now, the new windows can reduce condensation, but as I say, windows don't produce, you know. So again, it's a thing with, you have to maybe look at ventilation in the morning, especially this cold climate or cold weather we're having. Maybe just in the morning, just open up the window a small bit, get the ventilation into the room, maybe stop drying clothes, maybe air it out, open the door in your room. And listen, it's all about getting the air circulating around the room, and that'll reduce the condensation.
Is there much demand for windows with vents installed?
There would be, yeah. Again, it goes back to air circulation, ventilation. That is a huge thing. You know, even new houses, you have this heat, we would call it heat recovery, which they're all passive houses, well insulated. You have to get the air circulating. So there would be ventilation is a huge thing. You know, again, we won't say it's the problem with the window. It's basically, it's your living, your comfort and living, you know. So
you mentioned earlier this trend that probably the likes of Dermot Bannon have popularized it, where you get a lot of natural light in, reduce the framing on the window. How many varieties of window are there? How much choice?
There's ample amount out there. You know, as you say, you look at the Dermot Bannon, you know, one big seller would be what we call actually a lift and slide door. So basically that would be in new houses, in extension. So basically that, to come up to roughly 5 meters, you might see them only one single bar down, the door opens left to right. So again, it's all about getting the views, getting less bars, less minimal fuss. When it comes to windows, then again, it's all these picture windows, less bar, maybe just one single open, a lot of glass and stuff like that. So that's what we find people are more going into. And
but if you're in an older house, if you've old-fashioned taste, can you still get something more traditional?
Of course you can, yeah. And listen, not knocking it. Of course, people still love the crossbars and maybe the old Georgian and leaded design. There's no problem. You can still get that, of course. I suppose it comes in cycles, you know. It might go back to that as well, you know. So again, it's just giving everybody the you know, the variety of stuff to choose from, you know. So we try and help everybody in this regard, you know.
If you're staying in the house for life, do it to your own taste.
Exactly.
If you might be selling it in 5 years, maybe follow the trend.
Exactly. You know, because like I say, it is a big investment in a home, you know, so you want to kind of get it right. Like I say, people that got maybe Windows 20 years ago, they probably thought at that time they weren't going to have to fork out again, you know. But with this new type windows out and insulation and U value is a thing now that people talk about a lot. It's keeping the heat loss through your window down. So again, you're going back to that, but it is a significant investment if you're going to do it, you know.
Conor wants to talk about security. We've mentioned comfort and energy savings and so on, but we're living in an age where people feel a little more vulnerable in their homes. So windows, composite doors. Talk to us about some of the options.
I suppose, listen, security is, we all know who's out there and getting into houses, especially this time of year around Christmas, you know. So security is a big thing. Again, what we have in the market is basically what we call a Palladio composite door. So that's basically an upgrade of your PVC or timber. So what it is, it's a 10-point locking system on it, triple glaze as standard. So security on these doors, you know, top notch. Once anybody burglars see these, they don't go near them, they'll try something else, you know. So that would be a big seller for us at the moment. Again, it comes in a lot of choice and color, glass, designs. We actually have on our website, you can design your door. So basically you go in, design your door, so you can put different colors, different glass types. Maybe you want a letterbox, maybe you want a knocker, and you can actually Photoshop this into your home, and you can actually see a picture of your home to see what it looks like. So again, there's plenty of choice and color. But again, security would be a big, because your old door maybe would only have a kind of a roller latch on them. So to be honest, you would get, not scaring people, but you would get in easy enough than you think, you know. So again, you have to look at that, maybe see what kind of locks you have on your doors.
I'd hate for you to come to my house, do a demo. Well, we will see you at the Green Home and Energy Show in the Tullamore Court Hotel in just a few weeks' time. If you want to pick his brain, he shall be there along with the whole team from Sheridan Windows. Philip Sheridan, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Will.